Here. It is Saturday morning, October 7th, 2023. Jews across the nation ready to celebrate the holiday of Simchat Torah. It was 50 years ago this weekend when the 1973 Yom Kippur War broke out. Today, Israel, once again, under a surprise attack, a surprise war. Joining us here in studio for this special broadcast, at 24 News correspondent Hamza Salhout, Lieutenant Colonel on the Reserve Jonathan Conricus, former international spokesman of the IDF, and Mr. Rafael Yerushalmi, former senior intelligence officer at the IDF, will of course bring all the latest information and the sounds and from the ground, the witnesses from the ground. Again, it is all happening as we speak in much uncertainty and clarity about what is currently happening. But Hamza Salhout, maybe we can begin with you to try and clear the clutter. What do we know about what is happening right now on the border fence communities?
Well, look, around 3 hours ago, Hamas launching a surprise attack against the Israelis, and Mohammed Adlif, the commander for Hamas's military wing, giving a rare statement to media that was broadcast through all Arabic media outlets, saying that this is a revenge operation against the Israeli military. This is something they have been organizing for months, if not years. We haven't heard from him since 2014. He is a revered commander among the Palestinians. There were infiltrations from Hamas fighters in the south, horrifying scenes throughout those southern communities as those fighters just opened fire and unleashed on Israeli civilians there. More than 5,000 rockets fired from the Gaza Strip today. Fighters are still trying to infiltrate an Israeli tank lit on fire near the border fence. A lot of really intense images, reports of kidnapped soldiers, dead soldiers. Still, we are unable to verify this information. A lot of different types of images circling, but what we do know is that Israel was really taken by surprise during this attack. Remember back in May when there was a targeted assassination, Israel targeting a Palestinian Islamic Jihad commander. They were vowing revenge, so Israel had time to evacuate all of those southern communities, really increase their home front command, mobilize reservists. This time, it was not the same. So Hamas probably learned from that instance that a surprise attack was the way to go if they were going to launch this operation against Israel. They have coined it the Al-Aqsa flood. This has been emanating from them since the beginning of the year, saying that they were running out of patience. And the scenes over the last week of Palestinians really being beaten near the gates of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, a lot of Israelis going to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, known as the Temple Mount, to them, all of these things adding up in Hamas's eyes to an unacceptable situation where now they are revolting and hoping this will be the last operation against Israel. But the Israeli military will fight back, and it will be something unprecedented, Belly.
Yes, a well-orchestrated attack, no doubt about that, which brings me to ask you, Lieutenant Colonel Conricus, how come? It's not just the scope and scale that came as a surprise, but the mere attack that came as a surprise, the abilities of Hamas, this infiltration, again, a situation that is happening as we speak and the IDF is yet to gain control over. How come?
Many questions are there to be answered. I suggest focusing less on Hamas propaganda and nonsense of Al-Aqsa, and focusing instead on the murdering of Israeli civilians. As of now, once Hamas crossed the border, went into Israel and sent their terrorists, not fighters, but bloodthirsty terrorists, into Israeli cities to butcher Israeli civilians, the media war is on.
The media war is on. No Israeli official is speaking.
Indeed, and that is unfortunate. And I also think that it's unfortunate that Israel has not yet gotten out images of the results of the heinous attacks conducted by Palestinian terrorists, not fighters. Palestinian terrorists coming out of Gaza, led by an arch-terrorist, Mohammed Def, and the rest of the Iranian ring of proxies. This isn't about Al-Aqsa. This is about Hamas planning and executing, so far, unfortunately, it appears quite well, a pre-planned attack into Israel, something that they have basically taken a page out of the book of Hezbollah. Similar type of tactics. The only thing really missing is close air support, which Hezbollah has and Hamas doesn't, but we're seeing very similar tactics, similar way of thinking, heavily media-focused activities, and we will see videos, gruesome videos of killed Israelis, and we will see videos of Israeli soldiers in various conditions. That is part of what we're doing now, and it is what I think will shape the future here is the amount of Israeli casualties and their condition, and whether or not there are abductees in Gaza, civilians or soldiers. That will be a very important indicator of where this is going. And the second thing will be what's happening on the other fronts. As far as I hear now, the other fronts are relatively stable and quiet. There's readiness in the north, and Judea and Samaria seems to be stable at the moment, but that is something that needs to be actively monitored and anticipated. I don't think that this magnitude of a Hamas attack in the south is something that the Iranians and the rest of their proxies are not aware of, did not condone, and are not prepared for.